Well, forget about your computer or your smartphone. Now hackers are finding ways to hack into your car while you are driving. And Fiat Chrysler is so worried it's recalling more than 1 million cars after 2 hackers showed Wired.com how to do it to a Jeep. Take a look.
Below a certain speed, they can control the Jeep's steering as long as it's in reverse, pop its locks, mess with the speedometer, and, of course, disable the brakes. Okay, hold on tight. Hold on.
Unbelievable. That's a hacker that did that. Emac, you say these innovations are now making us all a lot less safe.
Yeah, some guy, some couch potato sitting on his couch did that. You know, wirelessly. Give me a 68 Mustang Ford fastback Bullet any day.
With roll-down
windows. I don't need, I don't need all the bells and whistles. This hacking through the entertainment console is really scary. And get this, now we've got some French guy who wants to have espressos, makers in your car. Stop with the cocooning in your car. Stop with the living room on wheels. Enough is enough.
All right, but John, the problem is that we already have this bureaucracy that deals with car safety. It's called NHTSA. This is the one that Ralph Nader inspired back in the 60s. They've already come out with this statement saying we must reassure vehicle owners that their data is secure, that their vehicle's secure, and that we're looking out for threats from hackers, thieves, and anyone else who might seek to tamper with safety-critical technology. I'm just thinking this might be a whole new era of government bureaucracies to make us safe.
Well, leave the clowns in government out of it. Look, the reality is that innovation is about experimentation, and with experimentation there are going to be mistakes. That's how you get to knowledge that leads to the innovation we want. We want cars that are more computerized, and because we do, there's going to be a market incentive to create ways to deter hackers. Let's keep the government out of this.
Yeah, well, if the company really is serious about it. By the way, Rich, we've had a statement from Fiat Chrysler about the recall. They say the company's unaware of any injuries related to software exploitation. Fiat U.S. is conducting this campaign out of an abundance of caution, so they're a little bit of sticking their head in the sand, right?
Well, no, I think they're actually kind of out front on this issue, and that's a good place to be. I agree totally with John. You don't want the government. This is the government that can't, the federal government can't protect China from hacking the personnel records, and now suddenly they're going to set the standards to protect people from hacking our cars.
That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah, well, I don't care what Rich says. He's wrong. Obama is going to announce any day now, David, there's going to be a computer car czar appointment at the White House.
A car czar! Why did we needed a car czar? Another czar, of course.
I'm sure they're going to recruit John Tandy because of how much he loves big government. He's going to be the first computer car czar there.
Would that be great?
Skeletons, Mike,
all right,
skeletons.
Well, Bruce, it is true, is it not, that some of these safety regulations, seat belts and the airbag, have saved lives, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of these companies are going to open themselves up to federal regulation if they don't start innovating. And almost some of them are even raising the white flag. The Blue Cross Association, for all their plans, just released some information saying, oh, we'll offer you free credit checks and whatever if you're hacked, essentially is what they're saying. I mean, we want to prevent the hacks from in the first place, and I don't think they're doing a good job of that. So,
Sabrina, all regulation isn't bad.
Well, no, I mean, all regulation isn't bad, but also a lot of times there's sort of a private incentivization because there's obviously a demand for this now, right? So Fiat is going back and they're going to do everything they can to make sure that their cars are the safest on the road. I'm with John and Rich on this. The idea of being hacked while driving is terrifying, but what is more terrifying is the idea of the federal government coming in to try to fix it. I think we have to remember that innovation takes a lot of time, and you don't want to look at the individual level. You have to look at the macro level. You know, the Wright brothers didn't just build a plane one day in the back of their bike shop. There were a lot of innovators before them who had a lot of failed experiences.
Well, Emac, what about the fact, though, that there have been a lot of advances in seatbelt technology and airbags and stuff that the car makers probably wouldn't have done unless they were forced to do it by these regulators?
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I think government is there to keep us safe. And this is an instance where this is important. And by the way, watch this. What if a robot car, Google's driverless car, gets hacked? I mean, that's the wave of the future, too.
That's the fear, John. So isn't there room for some? John, would you just get rid of all of these consumer safety bodies, bureaucracies?
Of course I would. How do they keep us safe? Let's face it, markets have a reason.
Hold on. Let me just, you ask a question. Would we have had seat belts and airbags without them?
Oh, yeah, so car makers would never have come up with that because consumers want them?
But they weren't. They weren't until NHTSA, the agency, forced them to do it.
The idea that we wouldn't do things without the government is laughable. Look, it is the leap generates crucial economy-boosting information. You've got to have mistakes to get to these innovations. Get the government out of this.
Rich, last word. Go ahead, quick.
Well, in the old days, Steve Wozniak hacked the phone system to call the Pope. That was the kind of hacking that I like.
All right, well, let's go back to the old days. Thank you, gang. The Cash It In gang getting ready to roll at the bottom of the hour. Eric, what do you got?
Hey, David, President Obama getting serious with funny man Jon Stewart saying Republicans opposing the Iran nuke deal are wrong, but with reports of secret side deals. Are Republicans right? Plus, a 22-year-old rips the White House for not getting tougher on Islamic terrorists, and it goes viral. Why this could be a very good sign for our future. See you soon.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. But up here first, no controversy here. What Donald Trump just said that should have all of his GOP rivals saying he's right, and all college students saying right on.